Hello, hello. I am ppotdot1, and welcome to Mega Man 5. I have my friend and co-commentator here, Dark Terex. Say hello, Terex.
Hello. I'm Terex.
Yeah, Terex is going to be saying a lot of the words. I will be saying some words, and yeah, we'll get started on this game here pretty soon. The first most important thing to do before starting the run is to reset. Very important.
Yes.
All right.
It actually is.
Yeah. All right, and then we'll get going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Thank you, thank you.
So, first off, we have Starman stage. This is non-negotiable for this game. We go to Star first because he gives us Super Arrow, which then becomes the focus of the speedrun. It makes things much faster in every single level past this point.
Yeah, and the primary thing about 5, the big difference in 5 between the other Mega Man games is the Charge Buster is busted. It's so powerful.
Very busted.
It's huge. It does 3 damage. It pierces enemies that it kills. It's the weapon of this game. Like, if you have a question of how do I get through this room, just swap to Buster.
Buster actually works quite well.
Yeah. All right, coming into the worst screen of Star.
It's a pretty tough screen. There's a lot of generated lag with the pooper scoopers, as they're called.
All right, well, we got through.
Trying to hit a few of them to reduce that lag, but sometimes the game just won't let you as well. Coming into the Starman fight, this is also a benefit of doing this one first. It's a boss that you don't necessarily need to have the weakness for to kill quickly. You can shoot through the shield if you just place Mega Man's arm inside of it. And with that, you can charge up quickly and get a bunch of hits in, compared to another boss that may be jumping around, where you can't reach, where in this stage you have the gravity physics. Speaking of which, did we get the skip?
We did.
We got the skip.
Yep.
So what happened there is ppotdot did a very, very tiny jump right before the fanfare started while he was in the center of the room. And that causes the gravity to, I want to say deactivate, but technically the gravity actually happens.
Yeah.
And it skips you falling very slowly down to the center. But speaking of gravity, we now go to Gravity Man.
Yeah, Gravity Man is a super fun stage. It's got the coolest mechanic in the upside down.
Haven't used it ever since.
Nope. But the stage, the start of Mega Man 5 is pretty brutal because you've got, please jump. You've got the low gravity Starman stage followed immediately by weird Gravity Man. So, both of the starting stages in 5 are very tough.
Yeah, and there's a lot about them that you're like, oh, that's easy, and then you notice that there's really small things that happen throughout them that make them quite hard to do in the end. It's no joke getting past these on a run.
Yeah, that last screen is very tough. We're gonna get some forbidden notes here, unfortunately.
I can't believe you're gonna get forbidden notes. What is this, me playing?
I know, right?
So if you get through the stage fast enough, you don't hear the jazzy solo at the end of this song, so we dub those the forbidden notes if you ever hear them.
Jumped a little bit too early. Didn't get the good gravity float, so I missed the half task fight. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
The fight is scripted otherwise, where you land it's gonna end up at the same time if you don't get the half task. Otherwise, you skip a cycle.
Right. You kill them just a little bit faster, and then if you're the full task, an actual task, you do it even faster than that.
Yeah. All right. Gyro Man stage, the hardest easy stage ever in video gaming.
Yeah, a lot of what you do in this is fairly simple, but one mistake just leads to a death in most of the situations. But first off, we're gonna really showcase something that we use with the super arrow. You've noticed that Papot was running off of the end of the arrow. What that does is it preserves ammo because it technically takes Mega Man off of the arrow, and it only counts down the arrow while you are standing on top of it. So in a lot of areas, we'll shoot the arrow, jump on it, jump off of it, and then land to preserve ammo that way, and then run off the tip, so that it will give us just 1 or 2 more shots later on that are needed in the stage.
Alright, didn't get owned by the K. It's a little bit of a close call there, so you might
that was a very close call. The good thing, though, with that one is that that's just checkpoint room, so if you had died, that would have probably been one of the lowest deaths in the game.
Yeah. Slide, please.
So there are 2 routes in the game. One where you get beat and one where you do not get beat. Beat being you collect the letters to get the bird. Most people play with beat because it makes the final boss and a couple other bosses significantly easier and more consistent.
Yep.
It is technically faster, though, to do no beat, but it relies heavily on luck in the end in order to actually be faster.
Yeah, we'll be seeing our bird friends later on in this run, as long as nothing goes off the rails.
Indeed.
Yep. So conveniently, Gyro gives us Rush Jet as well, and immediately in the next stage we're going to be using Rush Jet. So
yes,
it's very handy that the route ends up being this way. It's like, oh, you get Arrow to go fast, and then you get Rush Jet right when you need it to help maintain some of the like extra things, so you would be able to save more time with your arrows.
So the biggest time save that Beat has, I think it's the biggest time save anyway, that Beat has over Beat, or excuse me, that Beatless has over Beat, is this stage. You skip pretty much the entirety of this stage when you don't get Beat. There's a glitch you can do that causes you to die and respawn within the boss corridor, and it saves, I think, 40 seconds, if I remember right?
Somewhere in that range. It takes a long time to respawn.
Yes.
So it's less time than you think it would be. It's like, oh, you just warped the boss? That sounds like a lot of time. But because it takes such a long time to actually respawn, it's less time than you would hope. Yeah.
Yeah, but still, 40 seconds is pretty significant. But then you won't have Beat for the final boss, and if he doesn't spawn low enough for you to hit, then you lost time in the end anyway.
Yeah.
So only like the top couple of runs, I think it's the top 2 runs now, really, and a couple of scattered ones otherwise have done Beatless.
Yeah, we get our letter here, and we go through the heavy drop ending of the stage. Fortunately, it's been pretty low. Nice.
I like how your letter was a number 5.
Yeah.
That's also something that's interesting, is this is Rockman 5 with a V, but it has the letter, or the actual number 5 in this version.
Where Mega Man 5, the English is a letter V.
Is a letter V.
Yeah.
Crystal Man fight is actually a really cool fight to think about what you do here. You purposefully take damage within it to clear out 3 of the crystal eyes that are bouncing around because they generate a lot of lag. So you take damage on one, run into 2 other ones that will take care of the lag, but it leaves one on screen so that he doesn't use that attack again, so you can try and kill him much faster.
Yep.
Napalm Man. This is one of the more straightforward stages, honestly, in the game.
Yeah, it's fairly straightforward. You do have to watch out for when you press B. The tiger enemies are one of 2 enemies in the game where they activate their jump based off of nice job me not paying attention, counting my number of slides.
no good. Unfortunate.
Just didn't count my number of slides. It's alright.
That's alright. Oh, something else we didn't mention. While the Buster is absolutely broken, there are two things, I should say, that counter it to make it the not most broken thing in the series. One is that in Mega Man 5, the enemies all have invincibility frames, so you can't just like mash them down for certain things. You know, you have to use the Charge Buster wisely.
Yep.
The other being that you can't charge while you're sliding, for some reason. So in order to charge, you actually have to be standing or walking forward. So if you slide, as you know, the sound may be going, but the charge is not actually doing anything.
Yep.
There are two routes to get through the last part of Napalm here. One is to swap to Gravity Hold, the other is to swap to Crystal Eye early. And I think they're both comparable. Gravity Hold is easier, or safer at least.
Yeah. Crystal Eye is slightly faster if you do it exactly correctly. But if you don't kill the Stomper the right way, it ends up being slower, so... just mostly a personal preference between the two.
Yeah. Nice, 2 early shots.
Yeah. It happens. Trying to get the optimal hits in. Watching Napalm fights, every
It's so
single person
fascinating.
who runs Mega Man 5 fights Napalm Man a little bit differently. And
Yep.
so it's just like really cool to see just like all the little differences.
Yeah, it's really fun to watch people compare their Napalm fights.
Yeah, and they're basically all exactly the same speed. It's just the personal touch.
Yeah, like when you slide, which rocket you decide to jump over, etc. Something else that's interesting, Napalm Man is the one robot master that only takes 3 damage instead of 4 from his weakness. For whatever reason. So you actually have to use 10 shots on him instead of 7. But now we're in the Stone Man stage. This is a really fun stage. I really enjoy doing this stage.
Yeah, Stone Man is a very long stage with just like a lot of little things that can go wrong all over the place.
But once you do them all, like, it feels so good.
Yeah. Alright, coming up on Squeaks here. Make sure that Squeaks dies. Very important.
That is like legitimately very important, is to kill Squeaks. Because if you do not, the screen has a lot of lag in it. And you lose quite a bit of time for it.
Alright. Gotta back up here.
Nice backup.
Alright, we're through all of the dangerous things in Stone. We've got one more, like, tough strats at the end here with the early Napalm switch.
Yeah, and there's, again, 2 routes that you can kind of do here. One that's faster but riskier, and one that's safer to do. The other being using Gravity Hold to take out the Mets.
Hey. Alright, Stone Man.
So, what kind of stone are we getting? Are we getting a happy stone today?
No, we're not getting a happy stone. This is angriest stone.
I see that. That is quite the angry stone.
That was a very
Man.
angry stone.
He was real upset with you today. Happy Stone being Stone Man can jump either with small hops or really tall ones, and the small hops he continuously can do over and over. The tall ones makes him crumble into the ground, and then you can't hit him. So when he's hopping a lot, his face just opens up, and he's really happy. That's what we like to call Happy Stone.
All right, Charge Man. The stage owns.
This is a great stage. Something else to note, we did mention the reset that happened earlier. That's because if you let the Proto Man cutscene play out in the intro, the game makes it so you can't ride Super Arrow, which obviously means this run is very different.
Yeah, you can't walk off the edge of Super Arrow specifically.
Oh yes, that's right. Which means you can't save ammo.
Yeah.
You
fall off the front, and most of the time when that happens, like early on, you just die. Because you're doing it over a pit.
Right. I believe that can still happen within the game, and that's why you fire the 3 napalm bombs after the stone fight.
Correct. Hardest arrow in the whole game.
Did you get it? Oh, a little too high. So what was very important about that is you normally use up all of the arrow by screen 2, right? And then you swap to Crystal Eye to do the chicken room. At the end of the chicken room, you can have the potential ammo drop, and if that happens, you can swap back to Super Arrow for the last room, which will make it faster. But you have a 2-pixel window to place the Super Arrow in order to actually get through the room. So it's pretty hard to get.
Alright, well, we got the second half of the charge fight. We missed the pauseless hits at the start there. Firing the Power Stone in a very specific way as you jump over Charge Man can get all 3 Power Stones to run into him, so you can get the next hit in without pausing. Because otherwise, pausing and unpausing is a little faster than waiting for the full Power Stone animation to go through.
Also, I want to point out that Power Stone is not the worst weapon in this game.
Oh no.
Not even close. Well, it might be close, but it's not. It's not the worst weapon. Water Wave is by far the worst weapon.
Water Wave is so bad.
A lot of people think it's Power Stone. Power Stone is usable. Water Wave is not.
Yeah.
So at the beginning of Wave Man here, we're going to swap over to Charge Kick so we can kick through things while sliding with invincibility frames. Now we're going to try to go for double bubble, so I'm not going to talk too much.
Landed late. I know you're slightly delayed, but...
Yep. I'm a little delayed on it. We're close. But what you're trying to do here is avoid doing this vertical auto-scroller where you have to wait on the bubbles. It's very difficult to do. Every single person also has a different setup for this room.
Oh no! I soft locked!
Oh no!
I'm just kidding.
I'm in my heart. I can see that. So what happened there is after the double bubble room, you get to this room where you're supposed to ride a jet ski, a boat, into this room. That's an auto-scroller. But we don't want to ride that because it leaves you facing only to the right, and you move around slowly, and there's a cutscene at the end of this that you have to wait to play out. You don't want to do that. So what we do is we set a couple of arrows up, slide, and then jump into the screen transition, which skips the cutscene of you getting into the boat. You have the potential to soft lock the game if you land on the water before before you screen transition, and the game will permanently put you in trying to get into the boat. So Ppot likes to have some fun and act like he's soft locked it every time.
And fake the soft lock. Okay. And we successfully collected all 8 letters, so we have beat the bird.
We have beat. All right, and that's honestly the biggest worry one right there is like, oops, I took a hit. Guess I missed beat.
Yeah.
And wasted more time getting beat up until this point.
Yeah.
But then we fight Wave Man using Charge Kick. It's an awkward fight because the water wave still hits you while you kick. So
yeah, water wave is one of the few like attacks that can still hit you when you're kicking. You can kick through Waveman himself, and you can kick through his arrow attack, but the wave that he pops up, you can't kick through.
You can't. The longest NES Mega Man duration is Mega Man 4.
Yeah. Definitely heard me talking.
That's true. It did.
Alright, Dark One. Going for some stuff here.
Yes, Dark One is a pretty difficult stage, at least for the first half of it. Second half isn't too bad. There's a lot happening in this first screen.
Hello, please. Alright.
Okay.
Well, we got the end.
Which honestly is the most important part of that room.
Yeah.
Crouching Tiger, Hidden Rush Jet, as we call it. Which means you summon Rush Jet while you jump up into the air, land on him, slide underneath the tiger that's above you, and then jump up onto the platform before Rush disappears. It's not the easiest trick to do, but it saves quite a bit of ladder climbing time.
Yep.
Also looks really cool when you do it.
Alright, health is a little bit low here, so... Let's see...
Maybe just not take the damage in the fight.
I'm probably gonna have to do, like, the left side kill. Where's the shot going? I wasn't expecting the shot there. I'm dumb. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine. We're right here. This is the only time that we ever use Water Wave in the run, so we still have the ammo for it.
Yeah. Probably
But the reason Water Wave is not great is because it moves up and down as it goes, and its hitbox goes with it. So oftentimes it will just go around whatever you're trying to hit.
You can only fire it from the ground.
And you can only fire it from the ground.
And if you fire it in a bad way, it breaks your arrows so that you can't ride on them anymore. So
yes.
it's such a bad weapon. There's so many bad things about Water Wave.
It's so unfortunate. Because it looks cool when you shoot it out, but then it just, no, it's just not gonna work. Alright, Dark 2, I like this stage. I think a lot of people don't. But I enjoy this stage.
Dark 2 is a stage that has some slide cancels in it, so it's automatically a good stage.
That's true. You know, we being the Mega Man 6 runners who are playing Mega Man 5 really enjoy our slide cancels.
Yep.
But there's a lot of small things happening in this, but they're more obvious than hidden.
Yeah. Sneak through some of these shots here.
The big one is a room coming up with the Thumper enemies. Forgive me, Tonic. I don't know their name. I will research so I know the lore. But you get through this a couple of different ways. I think the pots is the most unique, if I remember right.
If I do it correctly.
If you do it correctly, yeah, I'm not trying to point that out, but you try to get through it by activating the Thumpers, as Papa earlier had said. The Tigers and one other enemy activate when you press B, and that would be the other enemy. So you can manipulate them to falling into charge shots early in order to get through all four of them quickly. Dark 2 fight, he's got a shield and he walks into you, so we're gonna walk into him with a bird. That's about it.
Yeah, birds are sometimes good friends. Not always, but sometimes. Very rarely.
Something else to know, He's trying to specifically kill bosses in the corner of the room. That reduces lag. For some games, like Mega Man 4, killing them in the center reduces lag because of how the bubbles go off screen. Or rather, they have a timed fanfare for it. Versus 5 and 6, which do the opposite. So you want to kill them in the corner, so it reduces lag.
All right, don't get Widowmade.
Don't get Widowmade.
Okay, we got 7. That's what we want to see. 7 ammo.
Mm-hmm. 7 ammo at the end of that first big screen is good to have, so you can kill the Thumper, and then use the remaining 2 ammo for the next big screen. Big skip over everything.
Yeah,
So
don't have to wait on the
that
snakes.
trick is fantastic. You literally just have to place 2 arrows, one slightly higher than the other, and jump forward after you slide underneath the platform, and it just skips the whole long auto scroller of the snake.
And then we refill our arrows with the M-Tank. It's going to be something that you notice a lot. Arrows are pretty good. We want to use it as much as possible.
Good enough that we refill, what, 3 times?
I believe so, yeah.
I think it's 3. It's one of those things I've never actually thought about out loud. Just do it. The Dark 3 boss will shoot out these little O's that freeze you, and you don't want to hit those, so we jump whenever he's about to attack. Whenever you're close to him, because he tries to prioritize freezing you. And then he'll shoot upward, and you can just keep hitting him.
Yeah, so freezeless fight is good, and then we have the climb. The stage is cool, but it's also very tough.
Very tough. It honestly is. Like, this is going to be the shortest stage in the game, and it is honestly very hard to do correctly every time. You're trying to basically collapse this tower in a specific way that you have as few cycles of it dropping as possible. But your movement through it is very tricky.
Yeah, that was the best
That was
climb, barring like there's a way to save us like a little bit of time at the very end, but that was the correct number of cycles, like the fastest number of cycles.
Yeah, that was a absolutely great climb.
And then it's not Proto Man who's actually evil. It's a fake.
It's a fake.
Who would have thunk?
And the Dark 4 boss is just a combination of all 3 of the previous bosses.
Yeah.
But we use beat to defeat him.
And then we beat the game, right? That's the end. We beat the
Yeah,
fake. Oh, what's happening?
What's happening? You
It's
know what? I know what's
Dr.
happening.
Wily!
Eyebrows are happening.
Eyebrows are happening, dude.
Dude, I can't believe it. Not again.
I cannot believe that Dr. Wily is behind it all again. Who would have guessed?
I don't know.
Not me.
The eyebrows, I don't know. They got me last time. I didn't think they would this time, but here I am.
Alright, we still have our E-Tank, which is important. It's a handy surprise tool that might help us later.
Yes.
But we are going to collect the M-Tank right here at the very beginning of the first Wily Castle. We'll use it pretty quickly here.
Yep,
get through
we
a few
used
screens.
M-Tanks several times because Arrow was that busted in getting us places.
Alright, so get through the screens that we need Buster for, and then use the M-Tank.
Which will refill, everything, but specifically we need it for Arrow.
Yeah, it's very handy
Indeed,
that
I
it refills
guess,
everything.
but
Yeah.
Arrow. Very good low placement.
Hey, Terex, you want me
And then
to
the
do
next-
the thing?
I want you to do the thing. Of course I do.
Alright.
Good luck.
Alright, well, we didn't save time with it because it's impossible to save time with it, but we successfully...
Who cares? You got the thing anyway.
Yeah.
That's all that matters right now.
It's impossible to save time with that, but it's cool.
You know, it's so cool that I can forgive you for not getting the chicken jump.
I mean, that's very generous of you. I probably wouldn't forgive myself for it, but...
I know, but when do you go for the zip? So, that zip in the Crusher section can save you time, but you have to be extremely fast on your mash afterwards. It is incredibly dangerous because if you miss it, you will die instantly. And he just got it, at least for, you know, to look cool, because that's what he is. He's a cool guy.
Sometimes I can do some cool things. Not always, but sometimes. That was cool. That was pretty cool. I got the good Big Pets fight too, so... Big Pets is a really cool, really fun fight.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite fights in the series, honestly. It's a very good set of inputs to do. Very fun. A good rhythm that you can get going on it.
And we have our obligatory water stage. Water is a foreground tile, which means you can't jump out of your slides while underwater. So, ends up being a little bit more dangerous section.
Yes, and that's the that also happened in Mega Man 4. Whenever you were underwater, you cannot jump out of your slide, so you have to cancel them. Unlike Mega Man 6, you don't double tap to cancel. You have to turn around. The only thing you have to do is remember that you are underwater.
Yeah.
I can't tell you how many times that we've like played ROM hacks of 4 or 5, and then you just keep going, and then you're in an underwater stage, and oh, I died because I forgot that I couldn't jump out of water.
Yep. Oh right, it's water. Happens a lot.
So here we're going to use another M-Tank to refill everything. It's just convenient to use it right there since we have to swap to Jet anyway. And then we're going to swap to Gyro Attack and go into Papat's favorite boss.
This is the worst boss.
He loves this boss.
I hate this stupid idiot boss, dude. Q9 and his dumb face.
Q9, man. What a great boss with the worst weapon ever.
See, I have it backwards of you, where I don't think Gyro's a bad weapon, but Q9 is the worst boss of all time.
To be fair, Q9 is terrible. I am not going to disagree on that. Q9 is terrible. But I cannot stand Gyro Attack.
Alright, going into refights. We have refights happening.
Yeah, we have refight.
Refight.
Everyone's favorite refight.
Actually is my favorite refight. I'm glad it's this one.
Yeah, you get to do your dance. Just don't mess it up this time.
Too late when you said that, by the way.
What? How could you?
Alright, and the hard thing.
Yep, so, actually, I'm not going to talk yet.
Pause, please. I pressed the pause button. Okay. You can talk now.
Alright. Yeah, I'm a little bit delayed in what I can see. So, what Papat is going for, is multiple hits on Wily. I should first actually explain, what happened before this. So we fight Napalm Man. You can also do it with Charge Man, which is the capsule above Napalm. But you can set this up really well on the ladder next to Napalm's capsule. But what you do is you shoot an arrow at the wall, you slide onto it, and then have it push you into the wall, and Press's room happens to be to the right of that screen. So you can just go inside the wall and skip 7 of the 8 refights.
Yep.
Which is fantastic. After that, we try to go for multiple hits. Most people are going for double hits. They swap to arrow, jump up, hit him twice. You can count how many times he hits one side to do that, to predict where he's going to be at. Papad has gone on even further and goes for triples, which is the hardest thing to do in the world.
It's such a hard, like, the strat is so hard. You have to be paying insanely close attention to everything.
Yeah. But
and I just missed my pause button.
Missed your pause button, yeah, it was close. But here, this is the other difference, beatless versus beat. This is the real kicker. If you do beatless, you will most likely lose your time to beat just in this fight alone. You'll be ahead the whole time until you get into this fight.
Yep. He's given me all high spawns, by the way. So.
Exactly, and this is where beat actually comes in handy. Because if you do beatless, the only way you're going to end up saving time in the end is if he spawns low every time so that you can shoot him with a charge shot. But that's all dependent on luck.
Alright, time.
GG.
Thank you, thank you. Not a bad run. It's like a 35-15.
Yeah, that looks fantastic, honestly, for having a couple of deaths.
Yep. Couple of weird deaths, but yeah, they happen.
Yeah.
Thank you, Beat. You're the best bird. Don't let anyone tell you any differently. There is no stupid bird. There is only stupid player.
Bird's great.
Alright, and Wily escapes to fight another day, and by fight another day, I mean fight in the very next run. We got Mad Mega with Mega Man 6. Oh, right, he's definitely not the antagonist of Mega Man 6, for sure.
Not at all.
Definitely not. I'm not. It's some new mystery guy, Mr. X.
Mr. X, yep, that's who we're fighting.
Yeah, thanks everybody for sticking around for 5. Make sure you continue to watch the Mega Block. It's going to be a good time.
Absolutely.